Hello. Spot of fishing at Marsh farm today. Got a day off work, it's actually Wednesday. And I'm fishing on Harris Lake, which is, there's 3 lakes. Richardson's, Harris, and then some little pond thing. This particular lake's got the bigger Tench and Crucians in, I believe. I think the Tench got up to around about double figures in here, and the Crucian's up to around £4 or more. Guess been here around about an hour. I've caught 2 fish so far, so I am blanked. I've had a Crucian about £1.5 and a Tench about 3.5 pounds, I suppose. Being quite lazy today and just fishing the feeder. Oh, got a bite. Oh, there we go. Nice little Crucian of about £1, I suppose. Lovely. Bung him back in. I might as well show you my rig while I'm at it. Got a size 10 hook with a hair rig, quick stop. It's got a worm on there, dendrobina worm. I've got about 4 inches of 10-pound coated braid, the very last centimetres uncoated. I've got a free running pellet feeder there. I'm just filling that up with chopped worm, a little bit of ground bait, and I'm casting just towards the end of that island. I'm dropping quite short for the moment in case I have to chase fish over. And I've got my line all clipped up. It's starting to bloody rain, bloody hell. I'm going to get back, I'm going to save the camera and get back under there. Right, quick sort out. Make it a bit better to film. That was all a bit hectic then. Yeah, as soon as I started filming, gosh, got a bite, and it started to rain. So that was all probably a little bit discombobulated. Right, there, blur, what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm casting that left-hand rod with a worm on towards the far side, but dropping a little bit short. It's bloody cold today. Oh, got a bite again. Another Crucian. Bit of a bigger one this time. Not that ways, but nice little fish. You slip that one back, get back in the dry. Oh, I don't know. It's conspiracy. Trying to stop me making a video. I haven't done one for ages, so thought I'd better make one today. Yes, what was I going on about? Got that rod over there with the worm. Dropped short in case I need to chase the fish over towards the far side. Oh yeah, I was saying, yeah, it's bloody cold. and it's wet. So I kind of wanted to fish in slightly deeper water as well. And that's why I'm kind of not going right up tight to the island. Sorry about the train. My other rod, I'm just casting slightly to the right, probably about halfway across, basically in the deeper water. Well, I haven't really had, I've had one bite on that so far. I've got sweet corn on there at the moment. My intention was kind of to fish sweet corn and pellet on that rod there, and worm on the far rod. Yeah, so far it seems like worm is the preferred bait. It always is for me. I mean, I'm very confident fishing worms when I'm fishing for tench, so I always fish them first. And I'll only change to another bait if I'm actually not catching. But on the whole, I've always found worm does the business everywhere. Any venue I fish, chop worm, either in the feeder or on the pole or whatever, always seems to do the business for me. Now, yeah, I thought I'd come down here and catch a few fish. I actually night fished last night on the canal down near me for carp and didn't catch anything. It was really cold. I wasn't really expecting to catch anything, to be honest. I don't know, I just turned up at the canal and had a look at the water. The colour of the water was very clear. Well, not very, very clear, but it was certainly as clear as I've seen it this time of year. And it was very windy, very cold, north wind blowing. It was raining when I got there. And I didn't really fancy it, but I stayed the night anyway. And yeah, caught nothing. Had a few line bites, which I'm guessing were bream. But I was fishing big boilies because I basically didn't want to catch any bream. And I had to fish away from my normal peg. The place I fished, I essentially fished there because it was the most comfortable place on offer. Where I normally would have fished, the wind was howling, would have been howling right into my bivvy. But anyway, that's alright, had a nice sleep outdoors, and then got up this morning, went home, had a quick shower, and drove out here. Holy hell, it's really tipping down now. This one feels a bit bigger. It doesn't go into my other rod. Yeah. Boom. Right, that's enough of that. I think you get the idea. fish doesn't want to be picked up, so I'm going to bung him straight back. Probably about 4.5 pounds, I'd say. 4.5, 5 pounds. I don't know how much of that you saw, but yeah, it's that nice tench there. About 4.5, 5. Looked like a spawned out female, but it just definitely did not want to be picked up. So I was like, bugger that, you can go back in. Yeah, it's definitely the worm day today. I don't know whether it's just where I'm fishing or what I'm fishing. So I might stick a worm on the rod that's down the middle, because that's basically, I'm not getting any indications on there at all, no liners, no bites, nothing. So I might just stick a worm on the hook and lob it back on its spot, see what happens. Oh, it's got a little twitch there on my worm rod again. See how things go. I mean, I don't really need to be fishing 2 rods. I'm catching quite quickly on the far side rod. If I put 2 rods out there fishing identically, I think I'd get in a pickle. A, you know, getting double takes, and B, having the one fish run into the other rod, and I can't really be bothered with that kind of nonsense. So I'm quite happy for that rod on the other, in the middle there, to stay silent or pick up the odd fish, you know. I'll stick a worm on it now anyway and give it a whirl. But I definitely don't want to fish both rods over that side, because unless it slows right down. If I start only getting a bite every hour, then I'll chuck them both over there. But as things stand, getting fairly regular bites, so I'm quite happy. Cool. It's a decent Crucian. Expecting that to be a tench way out run off. Ta-da! That's a lovely fish. Absolutely perfect. I don't know what that weighs, a couple of pound. Boom! That's a little beauty, that one. One thing I do when I'm fishing a running lead or whatever feeder, I tighten up my bait runner quite a lot. So because you don't always have the sort of full bolt self-hooking effect going on. I mean, if a fish takes the bait and moves to the side or towards you, it has some degree of self-hooking in that kind of rig, but if it runs away from you, obviously it doesn't. So I keep the bait runner up quite tight, so when the fish does pull the bobbin up and hit the bait runner, it will definitely get hooked because of that extra resistance. It's funny, I'm catching quite a lot of Crucians today on worm. I know they obviously take worms. It's not one of their, certainly not one of my preferred baits to use for them. I'd probably go for bread or corn or pellets. They're my top Crucian baits. But they're having the worms, so we'll carry on with them. The rods I'm using are £1.25 Avon, so they're quite a nice light action, perfect for these sort of fish. And £6 main line. The feeders aren't mass, I think they're both about 40-gram feeders, which is what, ounce and a half, ounce and 3/4, but plus a bit of ground bait in there. It's a fair bit. £6 line is the lightest I've got on my bait runners anyway. You probably could get away with 4, but it's fine. Got my Godalming permit through the post the other day, so we'll be fishing some of their venues in, well, that becomes valid in a month's time. So I'm going to do a bit of fishing on their waters. I might, on June the 16th, go down the fens and fish the fens again. Simply because there's a draw for the swims on Frencham Pond, which is where I was going to fish. I don't know. I'd rather have a choice. So I might go down the fens, rake a little swim out somewhere and fish for tench, and then do Frenchman the next day. The day after that, don't know. It's tempting to go and fish the river, but to be honest, I'll never catch anything in the river in June anyway, apart from bream, so I should think the barbel will be sort of spawning around around the start of this fishing season, and that's primarily what I'll be fishing for on the Kennet, certainly in the summer. So where to go for the so I've got about 5 days off. Might try a new venue, might try one of Reading's still waters, maybe. There's a couple. I think it's called Moatlands, one of them. Quite nice. Kenchy place. So I might give that a crack. I'm sure it will become clear close to the time. Well, the action's really tailed off. There's some heavy rain, and since then, that was a good hour ago, I had a bite. Just changed from a braid hook length to a high-tech mono one. That doesn't seem to have made any difference, and a smaller hook as well. Still had nothing on the rod down the middle. It's all been on the far side. I'll just drop that one short a little bit as well. Not all of my casts were hitting the line clip actually. Some of them were dropping a bit short, and it was actually there where I was getting most of my bites, so I've just shortened up a little bit. Now I'm just gonna, I'll get my book out and have a little read. I'm in again, last. Feels like a tench. Looks like they switched back on. going on here? I suspect this one's a Crucian. Yep. Oh, there we go. Double take. Well, how's that for a lovely brace? That tench fought really hard. I was bullying it to get it in because of this one, and he just didn't want to come in. Oh, hey, £2 Crucian and a £3 tench. Not going to argue with that. Had another Crucian since that double take, and still quiet though, surprisingly so. Probably leaving my feeders out there about 20 minutes before recasting them. I weighed that last Crucian I caught. It was a bit smaller than the double take one. I thought I'd weigh it just out of interest. I'm always guessing the weight of fish. The one I weighed was £1 15 ounces. So the one from that double take was probably over 2. They weigh quite heavy for how they look. So my guesstimates have probably been under. That's been a nice little day, quite relaxing, not catching too many fish. Which, if you're catching too many, it's not that relaxing sometimes. I've just been sitting here reading my book and whatnot. Feeding the robin. I was in Cornwall yesterday, it was really nice. Been down there for a few days. I did a little bit of fishing off the rocks actually, caught a couple of pollock and a wrasse on a really light spinning outfit. It's having a good go, this one. Just having a Cadbury's flake, rudely interrupted. Just tail walk. It has a tench. This is a tarpon. It is a tench. Decent fish as well. See if this one will behave itself. Yeah, how about that? That'll do. I think that'll be time to pack up now. I've got to drive to the other side of London. Right, let's get a quick picture of that. Right, I think on that note I'm going to go home. Nice little day's fishing. Had I think 4 tench and about 6 or 7 Crucians, I think. That was good. Used up about 1/4 kilo of worms. I did buy a load of casters, but they were these like preserved casters. I wouldn't eat that stuff if I was a fish, so they're going to go in the bin. Right, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.